So we finished everything here, so I think we read the first one, but I'll read it again. So set sail again, the great first step. The great ship setting sails again, all to have a name that distinguishes from the Rocking Apple. A name befitting its greatness, Rocking Apple 2. The apple is deeply honored. Fountain of Life. Captain insists that the delicious Dr. Pepper is an indispensable part of the Rocking Apple, so she placed it at the top of the shopping list. Trousseau. Captain applied for the modest reconstruction funds from Miss Verton. Incidentally, the majority of this fund went to the rebuilding her collection. Unfinished work. The origin purpose of alchemy was to turn base metal into precious ones. Realizing the remaining funds were running low, Captain picked up research in this area again. Nevertheless, completing this millennium-old research topic in a week will prove challenging. Sow and reap. Captain spent all the remaining funds on the golden apple tree sapling. Unfortunately, even if it was a real golden apple tree, it couldn't grow an apple too. And last, miracle solution. Clearly, Captain's previous efforts weren't enough to bring Apple 2 into existence. Fortunately, we had a generous and lovely young lady who took more straightforward and effective approach to completing the reconstruction work. So we finished out of those. Oh. Eternity from long ago.
37.
Look at the trail I made in the water.
Certainly.
Yes, I was counting. The end result was the number 4. 37 walked over to Sophia, raising 4 fingers seriously. That means what you did was spot on. 4. Significant justice and strength. Wonderful. Let me try again. I'll make more skips this time.
1, 2, 3.
Excitedly, Sophia picked up a few more smooth petals, only to receive a puzzled look from her companion. They're skipping rocks. You got the right answer already. Why throw more? The question made Sophia pause, and she matched her puzzled face. But 37 seemed to be more confused. Bigger numbers aren't always better. If you're testing your throwing techniques, 4 is the best possible number. Or do you want to test your passion and coordinates? 5 would be better for that. No, I'm not trying to test any number. It's a game. The redhead girl felt caught in the awkwardness of the moment. She hadn't been on the island for very long, and the seriousness with which they took a retrospective still left her feeling alien. Thankfully, she has a companion who is well versed in these matters. A game. Oh, a game. Like Kokobo, where you fling wine dregs from two-handled cups at dinner parties? I guess so. Means it almost sounds like skipping stones. She had agreed without really understanding the statistics, but not wanting the conversation to stall. Or to disappoint her new friend. Oh, alright. I don't get the point of all this. 37's brow furrowed, as if let down by her companions. Throwing wine and pebbles, hitting a target, sinking a plate, or skipping stones on water.
Does all this have any symbolic meaning?
What are we trying to achieve? If this is about being the highest rank, I get it. Like 210. He's always trying to get the top scoring Cocoa Balls. So is 6. He's always chasing the end of each series.
But
Sometimes, it seems people do things without any purpose at all. Well, they're just playing. That's what most games are about. Spending time with friends and having a fun time without any greater purpose, I guess. Fun? You mean these things don't have any transcendence purposes? They don't climb up the hierarchy, seek knowledge, purify their soul, or seek out the truth? So all they're doing is idling in a sensory world? The young girl's tone grew much more distant, even cynical, surprising Sophia. No, I think, well, it's not entirely like that. Sorry, 37, I'm new here, and there's a lot I don't understand. If I'm wrong... The blue-haired girl was resting her chin on her hand. She has already drifted away in thought.
sorry.
What were you saying?
That's alright.
Never mind these trivial matters. We have some important things to do. Mother asked me to familiarize you with this island. So is 4 the number you wanted to validate on the beach? Sophia tries to finish her apology, but 37 dismisses it with a wave. She was already caught in another train of thought. The kind of things would happen several times until she got used to it. But back then, her still fleeting heart was unpolished by the sea breeze and sand, and she was full of questions.
37.
I still don't quite understand. There's a Peron belief in numbers.
I just think.
Just before coming here, I dealt with numbers in my studies, but it was just arithmetic. When I saw problems, my dad would reward me with candy, and I'd save them in a jar to buy flowers for Mom before going to the hospital. Sophia realized she was trying to say too much. It wasn't the right content, nor did it concern her new friend. Anyway, my impressions of numbers is all caught up in those textbooks exercises, far removed from these abstract, transcendent meanings. Look, I don't understand. Why you believe that numbers are eternal? Because they are eternal. 37 answers, more a declaration, was yet more puzzling, making Sophia regret asking at all, and risking offense. Thankfully, prime numbers like 37 are nimble-minded. At least, that is what she would say. Hey Melly, thanks for the 100 biddies. But I don't know how to explain it in words. It was Lucan who once proved that there are infinite numbers of prime numbers. Prime numbers? Like how 37 is a prime number? Yes, 13 is prime, 23 is prime, 37 is prime, and 337 is also prime. Their factors are only one and themselves. Prime numbers can go infinitely, but how can we prove this? 37 instantly wrote a series of numbers in the sand, finishing with a circle at the end. She wants us to solve this? Lucan's method is to imagine the existence of the largest prime number. This is 0. So we make a complete series of prime numbers, starting with the smallest 2, all the way up to the largest 0. Based on this understanding, let's imagine there's a large number, caret, or triangle. Triangle represents the multiplication of all prime numbers in a queue, plus 1. Clearly, it cannot be divided by any of the listed prime numbers, the number 2, 3, 5, or any numbers represented by circle, which resulted in 1. And if triangle is not a prime number, it should be divisible by a prime number larger than circle. If triangle is a prime number, then naturally it's larger than circle. Both scenarios contradict the assumption that circle is the largest prime number. Therefore, the conclusion is there's not such thing as the largest prime number, or prime numbers are infinite. 37 finished writing, clapped her hands, shook off the sand, and stood up beaming.
But
I heard about this theorem at school, but I don't understand what it means, really. She couldn't grasp the transcendent meaning behind such specific mathematics theorems. To her, they were strict, correct, but nothing more than a chalk particle on blackboard, monochromous, sharply defined, and barely soaked in water. And that was all. Mother told me Lucid wrote down this proof over 2,000 years ago. She said, the person who wrote this proof will die, the paper that recorded this proof will decompose, and we, who read this proof, will also one day disappear. Everything will be washed away like sand on the seashore.
certainly.
But this proof will endure, always correct, beautiful, intrusive, to be admired by every future generation. I suppose that's eternal. Everyone on the island tells me I'm special. Prime numbers are like the foundation stones of arithmetic. All integers are derived from prime numbers. But I'm one of the infinite prime numbers. There will always be more, newer numbers, but I'm not truly special. But even if I'm just 37, 37 of sand on the beach, I'm still encompassed with the infinite Q. And there is an infinite number of such sequence of integers, sequence of fractions, sequence of irrational numbers, each and every one infinite. 37 turns around, and now her eyes sparkle with a grain of sand in the sunlight. We're all part of the infinity, and I take pride in that. I think, Sophia, that is what eternity is. Under the bridge sunlight, the grain of sand at the beach gleams like gold. As she locked eyes with 37, it was blinding yet potent. Don't close your eyes. As the sensor says, do not shy away from anything beautiful.
Ah.
As time passed, I often remember the theorem 37 told me. I never quite understand her world. This fantasy abstract kingdom of mathematics was where every number is her friend. But in that moment, I caught a fleeting glimpse of the beautiful brilliance of eternity in her eyes. It was enchanting, exploring, and admirable. It became the seed that led me to embrace the school. The beach changed in the day that follows. The ship approached the shore, the internet folded before her eyes, and cheers turned into sorrowful cries. Eventually, all that remains of what we lost were cold, lifeless geometrical shapes. Yet, though it was all 37 stood unwavering. She poured incredible focus into her mother's research, never displaying any sadness or hesitation. Just like the theorem she spoke on that day on the beach. Unchanging, resolute, immune to the passage of time. How could 37 stay so usually unaffected by the world around her? I couldn't find an answer to that question. All I could do is offer her my help, meager as it was. Alright. The AR1, the child's game. The children's game. The lab light bulb needs changing, and we need more paper for calculations. 37 mentioned last time that we need...
Hey.
Oh, hey, Sophia. You look like you're in a rush. Something urgent? Not exactly. I'm just heading to the lab to check on 37's progress. 37? It's been a while since you made an appearance on the beach. Perhaps she's still digging into those remaining records. No one else can handle them. Every time the emulation comes up in conversation, the atmosphere seems to darken in response. As if it was nagging around the edge of a storm. Don't worry, 37 will figure it out. And hey, take care of yourself, both of you. We don't need you to wear yourself out.
I understand.
Thank you both so much. Sophie extends her hand in a gesture of goodwill. After sharing those brief pleasantries, it was time to continue on their way. Scattered scripture notes, piled of thick books, and straight strands of Critter's hair. It looked as a flock of Ambatrix has visited, or the lab has been caught in a whirlwind of centuries on end. Anyone would have been exhausted by such a sight. In the midst of panelly, the lab director herself lay sprayed across the table, lost in her own head. 37. Have you considered tidying up the room? She moved nimbly, stepping over scattered books as she approached the long table. The notebook which lay beside 37 looks oddly familiar.
This is...
Someone has treasured this notebook, adoring it with illustrations and notes. Flipping through its pages, Sophia found meticulous data validating records accompanied by engineering sketches. After a few more pages, the content started relating to things on the island, interspersed with sheet music and simple sketches, documenting seagulls flying by and the silhouette of a little girl playing. Finally, her fingers halt at the page with grid and a few math problems written on it.
Sophia!
Oh, Sophia, you're here! 37 rubs her eyes and quickly shifts her attention to the notebook Sophia was holding. Oh, you found a little notebook while looking through one of the piles. There's an absolute plethora of notes inside. I wanted to see if there was any records relating to immunization. 37 straightened up, carefully inspecting the page Sophia was reading. I remember this page. I was so young then, standing up on my tiptoes to reach my father's desk. I told him how my friends seemed uninterested in games and that I was struggling with math. He brought his stool so I could see the words as he wrote in his notebook.
It's just...
Sorry, this isn't very important. She closed the notebook and turned to 37. They're riddles for kids, far too simple for you. No, Sylvia, these aren't just for kids. I just found out that the answer form was an interesting sequence. It may relate to celestial rhythm, these huge areas of study, right? Look, this number seems to follow a octave path pattern with the next one. And these symbols are unique too.
I think.
They're all related to the number 3. It must be a trick using the combination of triangles. I tried several solutions. She listed one intriguing discovery after another. 37 pontified, glowing with increased focus and enthusiasm. It was remnants of her past lessons on the beach and countless nights researching the emanation. Armed with the intense curiosity, she sought answers in everything. Unwavering, unchanging. Fine. In that case, I'll help you find the answer, 37. So let's be quick. Afterwards, you refocus on the main research, right?
Sure.
Of course. It shouldn't take long. I'm almost certain. First, we should find a spacious spot, something close to the one described in the notebook. The notebook rustles in 37's hands. Her fingers skim the pages, capturing fleets of sparks of inspiration as she sped towards the lab exit. I hope this won't take too long. Should we really let her waste her time like this? Wait, are there puzzles yet? Is this just reading? Oh, so, okay, 2 has puzzles. So is there only 7 stages? Oops, it went out. Okay, so I think it's 7, so we have 5 more. Beach walking! Strolling along the familiar path on the beach, everything looks as if it was before. The sand was sand, rocks, only rocks. Earthly elements far divorced from anything transcendental, but as a written doctrine of the school, a walk by the sea helps one complement the truth. Oh, I missed a flock of seagulls.
Be careful.
Careful, 37, next to you. The startled bird's flaps and caw, shaking off a fury of sand and feathers. So are you learning? The bell didn't ring yet. Pay attention. 37 brushes away the debris that lands on her paper. Continuing on with Sophia caught up with her, hovering from behind. Something's wrong, Sophia. Oh, nothing. Any new discoveries? Not yet, but I dare dispel the dark clouds from my mind. The sea breeze may not aid in finding the truth, but it is invigorating. It is in its own way. But as is our challenge to her claim, a yawn escapes her. So sleepy.
Yay!
Look, it's 37. Have you discovered anything interesting lately? Care to tell us about it?
Or like this?
Perhaps we should call you calling 37 the Star of Hermes? Like 210 does? I mean, it sounds like an honor, doesn't it? Anyway, good afternoon, 37. They passed a group of children who overtook them with curiosity and war greetings. Everyone has known of 37's curious methods of her research, and so few were surprised to see her strolling along the beach with a notebook in hand. Afternoon, playing hopscotch? Better move a little bit further, or the waves will mess up your line. Waves? Each drop in the wave moves in a circular motion. When a crest of the wave exceeds 120 degrees, they crash with a whoosh. But the answer sequence seems unrelated with these waves. What could it be then? She briefly dove back into her thoughts. But as the leader approached, she snaps out almost as quickly. 266, 267. Oh. The leader sidesteps them silently, as if they're trying to make a quick escape. Such efforts rarely turns out as expected of him. 6, you're here too. What methods are you examining with your walk? Are you counting your steps along the beach?
I think.
Perhaps you're taking 6,666 steps because you're 6? Oh, but the number isn't optimal. Let me suggest... 6 Deadly avoids 37's quiz log device and changes the subject.
Why aren't you in your laboratory?
I discovered some puzzles Hugh left behind, so I opt to decode them with Sophia. She happily waved the decorated notebook in her hand towards 6.
Actually,
These puzzles are mostly children games. I can assure you 37 won't waste too much time on them.
sure.
They're indeed rudimentary. Oh, I figured out the clues I overlooked. Thank you, Sophia. I have it now.
Essentially.
They're games, so you must play them through to understand Hugh's intention. And it was so happened that already 3 of us, you, me, and 6. In particular, 6 hairs stood on ends, like a fight or flight response. Sorry, there are other matters that call to my attention. We used to play together often, didn't we?
I think.
The present is no different from the past. Time is merely a progression of knots of an infinite rope. It doesn't matter where you start counting.
No.
Thank you for your invitation, but... As 6 spoke, he took a step back. The language was clear, implying that the conversation should end there. Unfortunately, these social cues were lost on 37.
Fine.
Thanks for the 100 biddies again. Excellent. I'd like to use this beach to gather everyone's interest in the game. I assure you it will be done before dinner, but we simply cannot ignore this pressing issue. Very well. 6 turns to Sophia, nodding in almost imperceptible plate of her.
In addition.
Melly, thanks for the 200 biddies. What are you trying to do? What is the board ending right now? Well, you're on the board now. Thank you for the biddies. Please evaluate the feasibility of 37's proposal.
I shall leave this with you.
I'm afraid I must take my leave. He took a step forward, pausing for the moment. I'll start from 268. Emily, thanks for the 100 biddies again. Thank you. Finally, he resumed his interrupted walk, narrowly escaping 37's notice as he returned to her thoughts. You know, 6 is the best riddle solver among us. He used to say the most interesting things, But now he has become not but a walking troll.
Actually,
Six has become the leader of the school, and our leaders need to be even-handed, objective, forthright, flawless. Six has so many obligations. We all have our own tasks that needs doing. Well then, my task is to understand the true meaning behind these exercises. She raised the collection of children's game high. For the island's chief researcher, it wasn't the most fitting action. 37.
perhaps.
Maybe these exercises don't have any meaning at all. Huh? 37 blinks as if Sophia's words has no imprint of meaning at all.
I think.
They are just children's games, and you already know the answer to each one of them.
Perhaps.
I know you think the sequence of answers has some signification, but maybe they are just random numbers. All things considered, we still have. Their conversation could have been carried on about people's expectations, duties, and obligation. But the sea breeze suddenly drowned out her voice. 37 didn't hear her, or perhaps she didn't care. 2. It's those kids! Look! 37 looked into the distance, completely engrossed in the next moment. Come on, Sophia, hurry up. I'll help you ask. Hold on, don't go so fast. Her words were lost in the swaying of 37's robe as she dashed ahead. She was always one to act on her thoughts immediately, seizing on every idea and squandering her inspiration. Yet she could reach heights other only dreamed of. Not long ago, she rushed out of the canteen in the middle of dinner, bewildering everyone's present. But a day later, she submitted her initial speculation of the distribution of the MNI, which was soon verified. We asked about it. 37's response was understated. Oh, I simply noticed a striking resemblance between the pattern of the emulation and how many sesame seeds were arranged.
Perhaps so.
It was her strange genius. She bent down to pick a pebble buried in the sand and tossed it as far as she could. And as soul skimmered across the river's surface, it created several ripples, conjuring a stream of memories. Wow. Faint sobs clawed against the smooth geometric surface, leaving faint and hollow echoes. But her hurried step of footsteps obscured any other sound.
Certainly.
Sophia, you are here. I had something for you, something you'll be interested in. 37 handed over a glass bottle. The rolled up paper inside looked jagged, as if it was once had been a corner of a worksheet. You wanted to know your soul number, right? I saw it, so I wrote it down here. Her tone was as proud as ever. It was a prime number, one that carried a meaning of hard and piercing brilliance. It was a memory that was unwillfully forgotten. In the last moment of her memories, the glass bottle traced an arc throughout the air, landing in sea. As the ripple dispersed, calm returns.
Sophia!
Sophia! Sophia! Her friend's call brought her back to reality.
Brilliant!
There are more people interested in this game than I thought. In no time, 37 returned with the participants she has found. Shining with confidence, she seemed ready to start immediately. All the necessary conditions are now met. Met now. We need to proceed in order with the game. Let's start with the first question. Will you help me by observing us, Sophia? Of course. I'll validate your calculations and check for any errors. Of course, not very questions needed an answer. Now they all had their own tasks. To be continued. Oh, there's a puzzle. 37 will follow the participants to the game. Follow the prompt to converse with the participants in the scene, confirming their respective selected shape. So, let's start by choosing our shape. Starting from the left side, we'll all choose one by one. She lifts her notebook high, showing it to the crowd around her, waiting for instructions. Well, you don't have to do this. Thanks for the 300 biddies. So all total 1,000 biddies.
Please wait.
Choosing from these 7 geometric shapes, I think I'll choose in order. The moment that from which all things originate, I choose this symbol to show respect to a Peron.
It's like this.
Oh, you're right. I love the unity and universal of it.
The question is...
I choose this line segment made of 2 points joined together. It represents both fusion and division, with endless possibilities.
That's great.
No problem. That's an interesting point you bring up as well.
I think...
We need one more shape. 1, 2, 3. I'll take this one.
Perfect number.
There's a nice golden ratio hidden in the star shape, so it's a good choice. Good. Now we can start interfering. Wait, inferring. Thanks for the hug, Millie. After confirming the selected shape, the game can officially start. Follow the prompt on the left to graduate. Form the argument. Inform participants of the game of topic.
Let me think.
The first question in the notebook is: there's a well 8 meter deep. A small snail starts climbing from the bottom. It climbs 3 meters during the day and drops 2 meters at night. How many days will it take for the snail to climb out of the well? That's the question. Did everyone hear it clearly? I can read it again. Everyone shakes their heads in unison.
It's like this.
The game is simple. We just need to line up in the correct order to represent the steps that solve the question. Yeah, that I'm not sure because it's blank now. I might have to check my stream elements and see who was on top because right now it doesn't show anybody. And I don't remember. Yeah, no, for some reason I'm not remembering. I I guess I haven't checked. Well, the tie is 500. So you need 501 to beat it. After starting the topic, corresponding deduction steps will be allocated to the participants.
For instance...
Somebody representing climbing up 3 meters.
Yes.
Got it. The allocated deduction steps will be recorded in the available shape. Climb 3 meters. Do your allocated next section steps. Please continue allocating all the remaining steps.
Here you go.
The line segment represents dropping down 2 meters. I'll remember that.
And then
Finally, the pentagram represents adding 1 day.
perfect number.
I think everything is set now. You successfully allocated all the deduction steps required for this topic. Please start stating your argument. So a small snail is climbing up from the bottom of the 8-meter deep. A well at the bottom of a well 8 meters deep. He climbs 3 meters during the day and drops 2 meters at night. Demonstrate how many days it takes for the snail to climb out of the well. Okay, so currently 5 meters from the well. It is a day 1. When there's an error in your argument, the corrector will fulfill her responsibilities. If you don't know what to do, you can also borrow the Star of Hermes Eureka to shed some light on the puzzle. Okay.
For instance,
Okay. So drop 2 meters and add a day. Currently 7 meters from the well. It is day 2. So we add 3. Drop 2. Add a day. So add 3. So meters, drop 2 a day. We reached the top, right? Completed! Congrats, you're first! Thanks, Billy! You're first with 1600. Thank you for the biddies again. You just wanted to be first? Alright, finished the first puzzle. That was kind of easy. Answer in the bottle. Yeah, probably, but you don't have to, you know. R3, answer in the bottle. How's it going? You followed all the steps in order, right?
yes.
Yes, I numbered them and made notes.
That's great.
Wonderful. That will be the most valuable resource. Now on the second question. The woman in plain robe continued with the game, methodically going through its motions. It was nothing more than a simple game for kids. To the corrector, it seems amusing. Here are the brilliant minds mixedly recreating child play on the beach instead of tackling the great question of their age. Do you really think this game holds any significance? As soon as Sophia asked this, the woman recording the answers turns and gave her a smile. Feeling bored?
No.
No, not really. 37 believes that by completing this game, she'll understand some hidden meaning in the sequence formed by the answer.
Actually,
But my father was pragmatic and always focused on the present. Like me, he didn't have an eye for these sort of abstract things.
I think
I doubt his notebook could contain any of the transcendental meaning 37 is seeking. Honestly, at first glance, you can easily see the results. To answer each question from the 10-digit number 633343433, I can't see its value, but 37 must be doing this for a reason. After all, she's always the first to grasp the essence beyond our understanding. Congrats on the catch! Essence? She has never associated her father's notebook with the notion of some transcendental essence. What essence could a set of children exercise in an old book possibly hold?
I don't know.
Is this just a waste of time? It could erode everyone's trust. Then The corrector furrows her brows with worry. She felt as if she had to rectify this mistake. Sophia, what is on your mind? Her friend's sudden appearance caught her off guard, forcing her to take a step back.
It's just...
Oh, nothing.
Never mind.
She forced the adjustment on her demeanor, hiding any signs of her flustered thought. I was just thinking, 37. Are these games perhaps too simple for the others? Are they? 37 tilts her head.
I think...
But there's nothing simple about these set of numbers, nor any set of answers.
Essentially...
Indeed, the simplest number often holds the deepest meaning. Even a number as singular as 1 holds the origin of all mathematical thought.
It's like this.
I believe the problem in this notebook are no different.
I understand.
Of course, you're always right, 37.
Perhaps...
But perhaps, instead of these simple games, we could... work on more important things? 37 finishes her essence, catch the red-headed corrector off guard once again. 37's eyes follows her as she took a step forward to fires off a series of questions on her own. Sophia, you keep repeating yourself. So then, what's most important to you? There could be many answers. The research on the emanation, the school's public affair, or perhaps even just the fate of the small island. But no, go away, 37. I know you're right. You're always right, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know my number anymore. The glass bottle shatters the water surface, the splash rang heavy and bitter. Who? They both knew the ancient instructions. Know thyself. But the most important answer has already been swept away by the waves, lost in the endless depth of the sea. Are you sure?
I think...
Sorry, 37. I don't know that I can answer you right now. I'm such a profound question, but I don't have an easy answer.
Perhaps...
I suppose I need some time to think about it properly. I need to check our inventory. I hope your research goes well, 37. She spoke the words quickly, feigning calm. But it wasn't so easy to turn and leave. 37 held Sophia's hand firmly. Someone once taught me a problem-solving technique. When you're at a loss, try changing your mood. It's a useful trick, one which I tested many times.
Uh-huh.
If you don't have anything more important to do now, why not play the game with us? You still haven't participated in Hugh's game yet. I was always so impossible to let go of that hand.
Well,
Alright, but remember, you promised to finish before dinner.
sure.
Of course. Anyway, Six is still walking around the island. We have time before we reach 4 digits. Come on, Sophia, let's tackle the next question.
What's the next question?
The second question is, a fur ball with a pretty geometric pattern on his head finds 12 grapes and intends to carry them back to the cave 6 meters away. It can carry up to 6 grapes at a time, but it eats 3 grapes every 3 meters that it advances. How many grapes can it bring back?
Sophia!
You did promise to come play just now, didn't you? Of course, I wasn't just saying it.
It's like this,
Then take a look at my notebook and pick whatever shape you like.
perhaps.
I'll think it over. Do you have any suggestions?
Let me think.
If I were to make a suggestion, I would say that this rectangular is a good fit.
This is...
Is it because of the meaning of 4? Justice and order? That indeed is suitable for a corrector. Thank you, 37. I think this is the one.
The scripture says...
Huh. I remember you did a proof about it. Not that much left of impression, but I believe there was such a thing.
And then...
However, in this question, the rectangular represents returning to the pile of grapes.
I understand.
Got it.
Mhm.
That said, 210 sometimes drops grapes while walking, but I've never seen those fur balls following him.
Essentially...
The deduction of the question isn't rigorous enough.
Perhaps...
Maybe it's because he always talks so loudly, so the critters don't dare to come near.
Your number...
This time, the line segment represents advancing 3 meters.
Hmm,
Got it.
maybe.
Let me see. This time, the monarch represents moving forward 3 meters, or is it 6 meters?
No, that's
It's-
not right.
It's carrying as many grapes as possible. Well, it was just a wild guess. There's still a step of putting down all the grapes, which belongs to the pentagram. So a critter finds 12 grapes and plans on carrying them to a cave 6 meters away. The critter can carry up to 6 grapes at a time. Wait. It can move up to 3 meters at a time with grapes on its body, but it will eat 3 grapes. How the critter select a movement strategy to find the maximum number of grapes that can be carried back. Huh. So wouldn't he like have nothing if he's moving 6 meters a cave away? Only carry 6 and each 3 every 3 meters. We get it? We got it. So the max you can carry back is 3. Alright. AR4.
What do you need?
So, did you get the result you wanted, 37?
Hmm.
Maybe a few more questions. I'll discover the common pattern.
I think.
Alright, let's hurry. We still have time for one more question before dinner.
Oh,
Hurry up! Oh, you're right, Sophia.
it's all right.
I'm glad you agreed with the suggestion. Let's continue on as it's written.
No.
Oh no, we don't have to verify the same thing over and over. Initially, I just reduced the sequence by 3, and now there are 2 more duplicates here. 3 and 4.
Subtract 1. Then subtract 1.
Alright, let's skip some redundant parts. I'm sure we'll clear up the rest soon enough.
Hello there.
Who else wants to join the game?
Like I said.
I've been thinking about this while watching everyone play. I want to choose the hexagon. Because it's perfect. It has the number 6, just like our leader.
Yes, exactly.
But he hardly participates in such games. At this point, I prefer your approach.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
What's the next question?
The question is somewhat difficult from the previous ones. Based on the description, in what position is the hexagon?
For instance,
I'll show you the notebook to each of you, and you just need to say the corresponding order.
this is.
Among the 2 shapes adjacent to me, on both sides, there is no woman.
No.
There are no shapes on my right, but there is a big crowd on the left.
The question is.
My position, oh I see it now, there are more than 1 shape on my right.
It's
I'm
really-
neither the furthest left nor the furthest right.
Hmm.
Now it's my turn. Standing to my left is a line segment. Okay, so no shapes on the right. Place the demonic 1 space from the left. Place a line segment between 2 spaces from the left. Okay. Okay, place a pentagon 3 spaces from the left. Ha. Hmm. So see the line segment is adjacent to the left. No? Right. Neither the far left nor the far right. Oh. Wait. Neither the far left nor the far right. There's more than 1 shape on the right. Okay, so... The line segment is adjacent to the left. Neither of the two adjacent ships is. Oh. Alright, we got it. I forgot that this side. If I did a full circle, this one would be touching this monarch, so that's why. Okay. You got it after 3 tries.
Sophia!
Was the game helpful for at all? 37 rushed over to Sophia, descended from the playgrounds. Were the problems fun, expiring, or perhaps dull? Should the result be logged or just discarded in the corner of the lab?
Actually,
Well, they weren't as dull as I expected. Breaking down the logic was pretty straightforward. For a kid just arrived on the island, it's a pretty decent puzzle.
perhaps.
If I played these as a kid, I might have warmed up to math more. Perhaps I even have understood the whole everything is numbered thing a little sooner. But in the here and now, they don't feel very practical nor enlightening. Oh, I see. No luck, it seems. What could we be missing? With obvious disappointment, 37 flips through the notebook once more, diving deep into her thought again. It was getting dark, and the others began leaving the beach. It seems 37 games didn't yield any results. For her assistant, this seems like an unexpected outcome. These games appeared to be more of a basic education tool than something profound. It's time for dinner. We ran out of time. We requested from 6. There. No, wait. It's not over until I go for dinner. 37 stares at the grid line at the beach, as if she was rooted there. The puzzle represents all by these numbers would be on her mind all night, replacing thought of roasted rabbit with honey bread. Although it was clear that the number sequence didn't hold any profound meaning at first glance, what if everyone just hadn't looked deep enough? I have some free time tomorrow morning. Maybe we could give it another shot then. When Apollo first rides out chasing the dawn, we might discover a fresh perspective. Oh, do you think so? Otherwise, you'll stay here all night? Sophia sighs, once again realizing she was indulging 37. I don't understand, 37. Why are you so convinced there are some hidden significance in the sequence of answers? Huh? Because it's right there. I feel it. It's only vaguely. When Hugh jotted down these numbers, they contain a strong emotion. So, you're going with your intuition? Intuition. At the mention of that word, the girl's expression dimmed. Back in her childhood, before she came to the island, when she was known as the Arcanus, she was familiar with these terms. Sensing, listening, understanding, beseeching, being fiercely focused, and seizing inspiration. It was all familiar to her. But she couldn't see the flash of genius whether she pleased, playing around with them as she was catching butterflies. When did having such an ability really mean? Sophia, come on! If you don't get to the canteen now, only the soup base will be left. 37 had merely maneuvered nimbly over the line of seagull footprints and waved to beckon Sophia's ahead. Hold on, I'm coming! And remember, not every question needs an answer. We have more important things to do now. Alright. We got, I think, what? This one plus 2 more. Morning on the beach was meant for quiet strolls and relaxation. Sophia planned to arrive early and clear her mind seemed wise. But things rarely went as expected to her.
Sophia!
Sophia, you're late.
Uh-huh.
I've been here since Apollo rose to meet the dawn. The crowd surrounding 37 seems even larger than yesterday as she hopped and waved at Sophia. So more kids coming to play the games? At the center of the crowd was another familiar figure.
Meaning?
Oh, 210. Oh, good. The corrector's here too. What perfect timing.
Attention, please.
Hey everyone, come gather around and take a look. 210 was holding up a magazine. My submission isn't any more childish than this game she's playing. Some chuckled. It was a common occurrence on the island, familiar with their banter. 210 confidently presented the magazine to Sophia and 37. The magazine pages were a mess. Amidst frequent news and vigorous announcement, a crumpled mathematical proof. Unfortunately, the author was still identified.
This is...
A treatise of the linguistic structure of truth. 210, is that your name? The towering theorist just spread his hands out in an overproud twist without confirming.
In fact,
Certainly, it was no easy feat given our island isolation to get this published, but where there is a will, there is a way. Submitting these mathematical essays to outside publication is just the beginning of many accomplishments to come. I think he's overblowing the difficulty of reaching out. And is this really a mathematical treatise? Seems like a lot of words. Sophia flips through the magazine quickly. It was nothing more than a common railway journal. 210's essay was listed in the assert and antidotes column. To publish a paper of truth in the magazine like this, huh? The editor's comments. Although the content is absurd, the wording is elegant and worth citing. That's impressive, nevertheless. The compliments was genuine, and there was ready haughty theorist's confidence grew even more. 37 threw across her arms in a breathless huff.
No, that's not right.
I read that article. It's pure suffocating. Your presence premieres is flawed at the center. The beauty of mathematical truth lies in the simplicity. These nonsensical embellishments only lead to misinterpretation. It's cumbersome, furious, and most importantly, it lacks good process. This is all just clever rhetorical, lacking in any substance. Wasted space and meaningless platitude.
meaning?
Is that so? More meaningless than any just child's play? Or perhaps this game is simple enough for you? Are these piddling lessons in basic reasoning and arithmetic the truth you were looking for?
Have fun, 37.
Well, that makes sense for a child. Carry on with your fun and games then. The children on the beach and are eagerly gathered around 210, forming a lively crowd. At the age where curiosity reigned, they were always interested in this kind of biting debate. Their arguments, conflicts, grandeur, inspiration converged on a single number.
210.
clearly contains 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. You get lumped them together without using them effectively. Oh, and now you're accusing me of being insincere? That I'm making furious gestures only to flaunt my intellect?
Notwithstanding,
How very logical of you. But all this debate allows me to speak the truth that the others are concealing from you. These are games for children, 37.
Meaning?
There are no revolutions to be gleaned from your stubbornness pursuing some childish artifact.
In fact?
But we all trust the brilliance of our star Hermes, and so willingly serve as a companion star under your guidance. But surely our brilliant stars should consider others' duties and responsibilities. No? Sophia steps in, breaking the tension at just the right moment.
Actually,
Don't be so serious, 210. We were just passing the time before breakfast with some games, and 37 isn't forcing anyone else to join in. But I agree, perhaps these games are too simple. In your opinion, what changes would it need? Honestly, the question should be more harder, more fitting our caliber, and there should be scores and rankings, and some sort of elimination and revival mechanics. All the participants should be grouped on the beach, competing in a group of 3, and special areas and specific time slots should be rescheduled.
no.
What? Absolutely not. 37 forcibly interrupts 210's cited rulemaking.
Object.
This game and its questions were left behind by Hughes for a reason. It's simple because it was designed for children. I don't want to compete with anyone. I just want to understand the hidden meaning within the sequence of answers Hugh left. Of course, if it were more complex, then the participant might enjoy the thrill of its intellectual pursuits.
I think
But these beauties of the game lies in its simplicity, just like numbers in themselves. Stripped of all embellishment, 1 is 1.
the essence won't
People,
change.
stones, trees, and physical things decay, deteriorate, and change, but 1 remains. This is a simple game, yet it holds the most wonderful wisdom.
You haven't truly understood it.
There's no need to make the simple so complicated. All these facades may grab attention, but it strays from the game's true essence.
Meaning?
So you yourself admits it's dull and monotonous. A simple octates the same meaning with words to make them more convincing, without distorting the truth. Some of his followers in the crowd nod as they listen. They were captivated by his rebuttal. Such analysis, discussion, and endless numbers was an everyday occurrence in the school of thought. 37 response was drawn several squares on this beach.
Uh-huh.
I learned about this from Sophia. Hopscotch is a popular children's game elsewhere. The rules are simple, 1 hop from one end to the other. This was easy enough to learn, but I've never forgotten it.
Meaning?
So our star has learned hopscotch. I hope you weren't expecting a surprise. No, I mean, it's easy to play because of simplicity. For this reason, it spreads from where Sophia was before, and now the children on our island plays it too. The group of children who plays with the beach yesterday begins to laugh. That's right.
That's great.
37 game is fun too. 37 acknowledges her young supporters and carries on. I need a group. We accomplish the game Hughes has designed with new rules and competition. Will it lose its essence? It was a splendid debate, and some followers already started betting she-cells on which side would win. On the island, such debate might continue from early morning until the time of silence. If that was to happen, 37's game would be unable to continue, and more important research would possibly remain on hold. The correctors felt the need to intervene.
I think.
Both sides brought strong points, I believe.
Of course.
You're right. Yes, of course, 37 is right. About what, exactly? As you said, it's a children's game. Its essence cannot and will not change. I'm curious, though, about what insight you can glean from such simplicity. Everyone can see the answer at a glance, yet you believe there's some profound meaning in this combination of answers. 210 spreads his hand in his mockery gesture and struts. It's just time wasted, nothing compared to the previous proof uncovered by a great star of Hermes.
Have fun, 37.
Go on, figure out how much the children's game is worth caring about. I'm eager to see the outcome.
Of course.
The game participant has to choose a shape. Then I'll take this triangle.
Well, that's outstanding.
I was curious why you didn't choose it, as 3 is perfectly and harmless as really though to be your liking.
But you, our star of Hermes, are the gold hidden in the sand on the never-ending beach.
No. It doesn't make sense. Just fragments.
Alright, now is not the time for debate.
Fine.
Sophia is right, we cannot forget what's important. Oh. I remember, a child's game.
Well, that's outstanding.
Let's start then. Let's see who's more correct in due course.
For instance,
A merchant needs to travel a wolf, a sheep, and a cabbage across the river, but can only take one at a time. When he's not around, the wolf will eat the sheep, and the sheep will eat the vegetable. How many trips does he need to make it across the river? 6? 5?
and then
The question is,
Of course.
it's very simple as expected.
Well, that's outstanding.
How about I help you assign those steps? I plan to experience the game for myself. You can take a little rest.
Or,
Oh, it seems you don't need the ladder.
it's like this.
I think this is clear enough. Remember, don't miss a single word.
attention, please.
We'll start with myself. The triangle represents loading the wolf onto the boat.
Or,
Next is the mono, loading the sheep onto the boat.
in fact,
The line segment, put the cabbage on the boat.
Sophia.
Now it's the turn of our Star of Hermes and the corrector.
Like I said.
And me. Don't forget about me. Don't forget me.
That's true.
The hexagons. Good. So you represent unload all cargo.
Of course.
Finally, 37, the Star of Hermes. Roll the boat to the right bank. And Sophia, the mythical rectile, roll your boat to the left bank.
Have fun, 37.
Please check if I said everything wrong or missed anything.
Thanks a lot.
No need to delay further. Let's just start sorting. So a merchant must carry a wolf, a sheep, and a cabbage across the river at one time. In his absence, the wolf will eat the sheep, and the sheep will eat the cabbage. Simulate the transportation and find the minimum number of shipments needed to cross the river. So we're going to put the sheep on the boat. Wait. No. Sheep on the boat. And I could bring... Okay. Now we go to okay. Now we go to Wait a sec. Okay, I see. I get it. Okay, I think I got it. So we unload it. Now we're going to the road to the right. We're gonna put cabbage. Go to the boat. Unload cargo. Put the sheep back on. Wait. Yeah. Row to the left bank. Unload. Bring the wolf. Row to the right bank. Unload. Okay, now we go to the right bank. Put the sheep. We got it. Yeah, it's an old one.
Thanks a lot.
It looks like it will be quicker and more interesting to pursue it in a group of 3, as I suggested.
In fact,
What interesting without a bit of competition?
this is what people call genius.
You should consider what I said, 37.
Object.
Of course I consider it. First, the baits never cease. Okay. We did it! Yeah, because, like, I feel like this was a thing where we had, like, a riddle that we had to do, back in school and stuff. Right? Just numbers. The sight in front of them seems much like it always did. The salty breeze and a grain of sand carried by it. 2 figures stroll hand in hand. No one cares about the children sneaking away from the congregation. They just had to be careful to avoid getting caught. Wow, this place is so beautiful and wide. It's much bigger than my yard back home. Have you ever played hopscotch? Sophia points towards several lines drawn in the sand with shells. Together, the lines form clumsy squares. Jump from here to there, but don't step on the line or squash the shell. I used to play this game before I came to the island. It's different from hide and seek. You can play it alone too. That sounds fun. But I can't understand the meaning of the lines. They don't form a pattern I can't recognize. Maybe I need a little more time to understand the meaning. 37 pitifully kicks up some sand, twirling around. Why do we only jump on the squares? Adding a 9-point circle to this game would be nice. 4 inscribed circles, 12 tangential circles. That would be amazing if you only jump from the points. She shares her thought, trying to convey what she saw in her mind's eye. Her tone grew earnest and persistent, trying to illustrate the things she imagined. Yet, it was like endlessly picking up shiny pebbles on the beach. Just like today.
Why would he
210 always tries to make simple things complicated. He just wants us to finish the game's problem.
Scripture says?
Well, of course. The scripture says, one who does not divide the problem into 3 parts cannot achieve true wisdom. But that's no reason to propose 3 players matches. The present scene intertwines seamlessly with past memories, unaffected by time. Haha. The girl's rare smile piqued her companion's curiosity, and she came over.
Huh?
Sophia, what's on your mind? What made you so happy?
I think...
I was thinking, since emanation, we hardly ever gathered together like this. 6 became 6. You taking over your mother's research, and 210 is always so busy with his proof and fraternizing. Even discussions like this one we had happen so rarely now. Yet, after all this time, you remain so resolute. It's like you never change. Huh. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I have changed. Raising her hand high, 37 gestured from the ground to her head. I've grown taller than before. And my hair's longer and harder to manage now. It takes much longer for you to comb it. Not these surface level changes, 37.
Fine.
Okay. Oh, then I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Sophia!
Never mind that. I need your help, Sophia. We're down to the last 2 questions. Just a stone throw from the answer. I was hoping we could finish it together.
It's like this.
Everything went as I said. It didn't take much time.
Perfect number.
Just one more shape to go, so we need one more person willing to play. So who's gonna show up? A random person or a character?
Or like this.
I can do it. I wanted to choose for a long time the slash heptagon. I like to pick it. 7 is a unique, respected number.
Sure.
As a prime number, it is a D special in some way, but it's not important now. Well, we know the answer soon enough.
Sophia!
We had to complete this game together, so this question is for you, Sophia. I'm leading everyone for the last question?
Here you go.
Well, I can't think of any problems with that. 210 didn't make any mistakes just now. And if he could do it smoothly, of course, you can too. Okay.
Well,
I'll try to be careful not to mess up. The question is, arrange everyone's seat in order. Where would the rectangle sit?
I understand.
The rectangle, that would require confirming my order. Firstly, the rectangle is on the left half of the line, but not the leftmost. Okay?
Of course.
Unfortunately, I'm far away from the Star of Hermes as possible. The pentagram is almost at the furthest distance.
That's great.
My seat is right in the middle of the line. So that's easy to think. I'm adjacent to the heptagon. We can play together. And I'm far from the monarch as the triangle is from the pentagon.
Sorry.
According to what the notebook says, I'm not adjacent to the line segment. And the triangle is not the seat. Wait, the triangle is not in the seat adjacent to me. So it's a quiet seat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. I knew you'd do great.
That's great.
Only the final sorting remains. Don't worry, it's pretty easy too.
It's alright.
Glad I could help.
I think...
Maybe it's like this. Let me try. So we know the one in the... Wait. So there's... The pentagon tries to be as far away from me as possible. Huh. Okay, if the center is adjacent to the... Alright, what a shape's reef. Is a triangle? Wait a sec, so... The triangle to point equals the distance the triangle to the penta. The triangle to the penta triangle. Nice, we got it. I was just... Alright. I'm like, am I doing this right? Closing her notebook, 37 felt detailed course through her body. The result was clear. From the beginning, everyone could see the number laid bare on the paper. 6333 434 533. A composition number divisible by 41. Its largest prime factor is 154474301. If you saw it as a sequence, it's a simple combination of 345 and 6.3. Appears 6 times. Whether you look at it as a number or a sequence, it still feels like something is missing. Hues and known shapes must hold the key. I just haven't figured out what those little points mean yet. 37 points to the ink block on the notebook directly under the hexagon.
Or
It's just an accidental smear.
It's like this.
But look, there's the same mark below the question later on too.
in fact,
Sometimes, for convenience, they put a dot over repeating decimals in infinite series. That dot above, but this one below. Perhaps Sophia's father thought 6 had its limitation.
No.
That makes no sense. It can't be. Having a sense of humor every now and then wouldn't hurt. He struts, pretending indifferent to 37's rebuttal. I admit I overcomplicated Hugh's marks at first. There are so many possible attributes that are easily steered my thinking in the wrong direction. Remember what you said to me earlier. Don't complicate simple things. Alright, let's continue on. Remember what you said to me earlier? Don't complicate simple things.
or
Maybe there's no deep meaning in these symbols. Maybe you just made it complex.
No. That makes sense.
Oh, absolutely not. Hughes did not leave a mark. Look, only the question whose answer is the number 3 has this kind of pattern. It's a small puzzle related to the number of triangles.
I think.
My father did geometric shapes. I think 37 might be onto something. Feeling supported, 37 confidently continued.
I think.
I thought if I experienced the game firsthand, I'll understand the meaning behind these marks and sequences. But I still don't get it.
Let me
There's
think.
something missing here, and it's because I don't understand Hughes well enough. If I were Sophia...
Oh,
Oh, so the conclusion is there no secret of this game after all. In that case, it looks like I won.
210.
Don't be too hasty, 210.
The scripture says.
The scripture says that the learned remain silent. They listen attentively and take other words seriously. So perhaps you will show yourself to be a proper learned scholar and let me finish without interruptions. The teachings also exhort us to listen to the sound of the wind.
meaning?
They demand that we earnestly listen to everything to expand our thinking. Have you considered that I am a part of everything? Think of your argument. Simple games can't hold the most beautiful wisdom.
In fact,
Yet now you realize that this wisdom includes you because you don't understand Hughes well enough. Can't you see 37? I don't even need it to knock your castle down. It's a ready puddle of quicksand. 210 sarcastically shook his head, implying that the conclusion was self-evident. Unyielding, 37 crosses her arms.
You haven't truly
More-
understood it.
More meaningless rhetoricals. Calm down and let me explain. The beauty of wisdom should apply to everyone, yet you want to uncover truth through personal relationships.
or
Maybe the sequence indeed holds meaning, but perhaps it's just a personal note Hughes gave to his daughter. After all, it's not a collection of ism, it's a personal notebook. These numbers might only hold meaning to Hughes and Sophia, but what use do you have for them? The scriptures also say, do not easily extend your right hand to others. In other words, one should attend to their own affair. Yet the star Hermes eagerly takes away others' proof and treats them as her playthings.
meaning?
Aren't the material left by your mother enough to pass the time? 210 mockeries were evident in his words, but his opponent remains steadfast. No, the teaching means that we shouldn't easily impart wisdom and knowledge to those who do not appreciate it. You're twisting its meaning. Once you enter the temple, you cannot turn back. In the pursuit of truth, insignificant knowledge is worse than total ignorance. Since I began exploring this, how can I stop halfway?
Essentially.
And the meaning of numbers isn't determined by anyone. They exist unrelated to time, space, or who we are. They are not somebody's properties.
Right?
If none of us know the sequence, how can we assert its nature? The conference veered again towards the endless back and forth. Oh no. The corrector felt torn, caught between the two. Meditating this truth with all strength, but this seems to dispute their emotions, to be well-reasoned debate. Maybe she should leave them to exhaust the truth. It aligns more with their scholarly approach. As she ponders this, 37 suddenly turns to her. In that case, let Sophia be the judge. Uncover the secrets in the notebook and see who's right. I agree. Let the corrector determine the truth. Oh, so this is how it's going to be. She sighs, regretting her momentary hesitation. It would be too difficult to refuse the expectation gaze of her friends. Fine, I'll make the judgment. First, let me go over the game properly. So is there one more game left? Oh, there's 7. Okay. Sand and gold. Alright. This island holds so many quirks. And 37 possessed the greatest of them all. She was born with her own set of numbers, always clear about where she's headed. When she speaks to those never-ending numbers on the beach, those beautiful proof, it feels like coming face to face with eternity. At the same time, I deeply understand my own simplicity and
There's
ordinance.
nothing wrong with letting the stars shine where they should. And those who look up will continue to look up.
Tidying the lab, matching her hair, listing supplies, receiving guests. There's no need for these little things to occupy 37's attention. Her time should be spent for more significant research. But beyond all that, 37 is like a bright star, newly born. She disregards conventions, is curious about many new things, and has a playful, carefree spirit. Just like any other childhood friends. 37 has her own pursuits. And I have a task to complete, verifying the answer 37 gives. She touches her father's notebook, closing her eyes. She remembers many vivid fragments. Sniffing sand on the beach, the sting of her fingers as she polished his lens. The fragrance of cinnamon and chickpeas lingering in the air. A ship cleaves through the water surface, approaching the shore, before disintegrating amidst fading cheers. Then everything moves forward, beyond the surging waves, back to humble streets. Memories from beyond the island that belong exclusively to Sophia reach back to her buried childhood expressions. She was different from that lone star. Suspended in the sky, she was born in the tangible and belongs to the dim world of phenomenon. She rummaged through her jar of memories and searched for some trinket worthy of trading for a coin. Indeed, she was diligent, serious girl. And so, after examining every small stone in the jar, she finally found a centering answer. I understand now. 6 3 3 3 4 3 4 5 3 3. This isn't a string of numbers, a sequence, a proverb, or some new truth we had yet to comprehend.
This is...
It's a musical score.
Mm-hmm.
A musical score? What's that? The words wasn't within 37's scope of thought. She widened her eyes in surprise, showing her curiosity plainly.
Actually...
People often use this method to notate melodies. This musical score is the beginning of a song. It's quite a popular tune in my hometown, one which my father loves to hum. He must have poured his heart into these questions. Okay.
Is everything.
I think
All of it just about this number.
I think I remember how the song goes.
Everything.
Arrange the scattered notes to play the phase. Okay. Perhaps it's Luis. If she could recall the initial notes, the sequential phrase would naturally follow. At first, stumbling in chorus, soon the song became fluent, resonating across the quiet beach. I knew numbers could be music, but why didn't I think of it earlier? I was so close. A musical score, but I had never heard of this notification method. 37 didn't stay low for long. She quickly perked up, genuinely praising her companion's revelation. That's a lovely song, and you sing it well, Sophia.
Well, that's outstanding.
I suppose everyone got what they wanted. You solved the puzzle, Sophia. You solved the puzzle. Sophia uncovered the song her father left behind. And I won. Why? My initial theory was correct. This string of numbers did have a deeper meaning after all.
In fact,
But you glossed over the musician's score. As I foresaw, this has nothing to do with you from the start. It's just a distant hometown ballad that a father left for his daughter, with no profound meaning, no wonderful wisdom, no transcendent truth. But you just had to whimsically stir things up again to satisfy your curiosity. Everything tilts around you, regardless of whether it gets disturbed, shattered, or at times accomplished.
this is what people call genius. But you, our star of Hermes, are the gold hidden in the sand on the never-ending beach.
Everyone's willing to play along, after all. Flocking to a genius is much more interesting than following an ordinary person. But I played the game and verified it. And I told Sophia there must be a secret in the notebook. This was the rare moment 37 was at the loss of words. Let's see. Bewildered, she looked at Sophia with a furrowed brow, hoping to hear a judgment strong enough to defeat 210. I agree. 210 has won. Oh? Alright. Her shoulders slumped as all the inspiration had driven her thus far vanished in a breath. This time, 37 didn't perk up again. Instead, she hung her head and kicked some sand, before burrowing her head in her robe like a seabird.
Actually,
It's true, this notebook doesn't contain the wondrous wisdom of the scripture. The string of numbers could only be solved by me, because others didn't know Hugh. 210 was the first to predict this result. That's undeniable.
I think
But I still believe that 37 achieved her own goal, too. Sophia's words spares 37 from sinking deeper into the shallow hole she's already made in the sand with her feet. She froze, waiting to hear what Sophia was going to say next.
actually,
No matter what you think, it was 37 who first discovered these numbers, bringing these memories back to me. If it wasn't for her determination, I wouldn't have had the chance to hear this song again. I still remember what 37 told me about the proof of the existence of infinite prime numbers. Huh. Sophia smiles at her as 37 nods, both enthusiastic and confused. My father, Hughes, was a corrector like me. He was the previous person responsible for handling matters off the island. But over time, his name faded into obscurity, leaving behind only a sharp-edged cube, a dusty notebook, and a pair of broken glasses. Like the formula 37 once etched on the beach, his memories has long been washed away by the waves. Although Hugh's spirit has returned to its source, we can still hear the melody he's left behind. Perhaps the one who sang this song has been swept away by time, faded into nothingness. But his note still echoes into eternity. Just as we recall the proof Ilfluid pinned over 2,000 years ago. Like 37 said, the power of proof lies in the simplicity and universality. Its tune holds a certain universal too.
Actually,
Yes. It's not a mathematical theory in the truest sense, and it doesn't speak to the essence. It's only a gleaming shard left by Hughes like a grain of sand, reflecting faint light on the shore. Yet, this universal allows it to persuade through time, crossing vast space and arriving at this moment and place. Let's take a moment to listen to this song. To simply listen. The dispute and difference dissolves in the soft breath of the breeze. The beach returns to silence, and only the melody lingers. The last part of the puzzle! Right? Okay. Endless shoreline. I used to think other people's opinions didn't matter to 37. Even in the most heated argument, she never paid much attention. With ordinary eyes, it's difficult to perceive change in the vastness beyond us. But now I understand how to notice them. The faint scrape of fingers brushing over geometric, the different grains of sand I scooped up when I bent over. The change was slow and gradual, but they are there. Apollo's star has risen high, and the star of Hermes' game has ended. It was time to head back to that room filled with scattered paper. 37, what's on your mind? 37's steps were unusually slow. She wondered if the verdict that hit her harder than she predicted. The ever-scrumptious corrector began to regret her decision. Perhaps it would have been better for 6 to maintain the balance. Sophia. 37 started soberly, her words flatter than usual. I hope I didn't waste your time. Do you think it was all just a pointless game? The doubt spills out of her, eagerly awaiting an answer. Of course not. The song means a lot to me. It's a precious memory. Are you upset, 37? You didn't seem to be so down when we listened to the song earlier. Oh, that's because it was such a lovely cadence, and you sang it so well. Her praise became sincerely and quickly, no doubt about it. But what surprised me was when you mentioned that proof about infinite prime. I remember it, but I had no idea what I told you about it. Of course, I remember 37. It was a beautiful proof. I always remembered it. But that didn't comfort her much. Distractedly, 37 grabbed at her hair. So, have I messed up your memory of Hughes? Barging in, disrupting your memories, and leaving a mess behind. Sophia widened her eyes slightly. 37. Are you still bothered by what 210 said? She averted her eyes. That was rare. Ha ha ha. Sophia, what's so funny? Sorry. I just never thought I'd see you care about something he said. You're right. You really have changed a lot after all.
Sure.
Of course, didn't I tell you that? It's not just my height. I even changed where I sit at the table. As the distance between me and the table changed, so does the best angle for catching the sun? So does the... Okay. I'm not talking about height or seats. Sylvia shook her head with a small, soft smile. It was gentle, rare, lovely gesture. 37. Do you know why I never forgotten the proof about infinite primes?
Actually,
Because it's made me ponder such distant things for the first time. Before, I didn't care about what eternity meant. It felt like nothing, some far away notion.
I think...
Now I stand here, fully aware that the island under our feet will one day disappear, wash away like sand by the tide. But I also believe some things will endure, like grains of gold buried in the sill. The island was vast enough to house an entire school of thought. Yet it was also so small, a speck in the wave. And we, living amidst it, only remember fleeting moments. Yes, because the world we see is transcendent. 37 nodded seriously. This topic was more familiar to her than discussing dinner plans. You share it with me because it's the eternity and beauty that the infinite holds, and it's a universally true nature. From then on, I've seen the gold in the sand. And in turn, I share a huge song with you. If it brought you joy, that means that it has meaning for you too.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's not that transcendent essence you were seeking, but those who hear the song will feel it, remember it, maybe even hum it one day. That is universal beauty too. So that's it. I get it now. The confusion vanished from 37's face, and she returned all at once to her usual cheerful self. This song isn't just for Hughes or Sophia anymore because you share it with us, right? So it's universally and belongs to everyone who heard it, just like the proof I shared with you. Why are you laughing again, Sophia?
Never mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just thinking about how you're always turning everything into a proof to understand it. When it was as simple as enjoying music with friends. I suppose I can't get quite grasp the situation of simplicity. 37 thought hard about this, puzzling over it like a new problem. But thankfully, she soon had a new idea as always. Sharing is really a solid argument. I bet 210 would struggle to argue against it. I knew many viewpoints was right. I'm going to tell him right away. "37 heard it off and caught up with 210, who was leafing through another magazine.
Meaning?
What now? Sophia declared I won and nothing can change that.
Object!
You were just a spectator, mixing random guesses while I uncovered a valuable song. Believe what you want, I said enough today. I like a bit of peace and quiet now. He deliberately strolls down, trailing behind Sophia and 37. 37 took it as 210 consenting, and her steps became light as air. Well, except for some trivial details, everything went smoothly today.
A perfect number.
It's the number 9, the trinity of peace, friendship, and harmony. Absolutely perfect. Oh, that's right. 37 turned to Sophia with a sudden recollection, a joyful smile spreading across her face.
Sophia!
Come on, Sophia, give me your hand.
Here you go.
This is for you. The feathers, shells, and pebbles form a lovely decorative chain. There was a lone pebble next to it. Is this for me? Is this for me?
Sure.
Of course, and this one. I found it on the beach just now. The pattern forms a fantastic number. You can add it to the chain or, you know, give it a toss into the waves.
Thank you.
Thanks, 37.
That's great!
I came to the beach this morning to give this to you. But I found myself sidetracked and completely forgot.
It's alright. They are beautiful.
That's alright, 37. I appreciate your gift. That's great. Shall we hang out again tomorrow, Sophia? I'll catch up with my research in no time. Oh, the day after tomorrow could work too. We could make this rectangular island activity. Now was the time, relaxed and present enough, for her to ask what she had left unsaid.
Is everything
37.
only just about this number?
Do all these numbers have an infinite meaning to you?
Explain everything. Sure.
Of course. 37 answered without missing a beat. So 37 is just one number in the infinite progression. If it's not, then what else could it be? 210, 37, 6. Even if we're gone, these numbers won't disappear.
For instance,
Just like you don't need 3 Sogos, 3 stones, and 3 people to prove that number 3 existed. Numbers is just outside of all that.
thank you.
Thanks, 37. I think I understand your answer. I got some other things to take care of. Let's hang out later if there's time. Deal.
Oh,
Wait, I see 6 coming back. 37 waves at the dot of the horizon as a seagull swooped above them. She sprung up, greeting the leader. Good morning, 6. 210 and I have had a disagreement over something. But the sequence is connected to a song.
Afraid I don't know much about songs.
But it's only logical, isn't it? Is there a doctrine of our past that fits this situation? Thinking things through can help purify one's intellect.
We need.
Perhaps a period of quiet compilation would be helpful.
fine.
That doesn't suit me well, I'm afraid. Alright, I'll come up with more convincing new arguments on my own. It was clear that 37 wasn't satisfied with 6's suggestion. The debate will keep going in the coming days. Watch your step or you'll trip.
It's like this.
Don't worry, as long as I stick to the right order of steps, I won't fall. Don't forget, we gotta hurry or we'll miss mealtime. That seagull looks as starved as her. We could calculate the seagull's speed by counting steps. Where did we stop counting? You can spend all day counting seagulls on the beach tomorrow.
Well, that's outstanding.
That could be the topic of my next essay. Planning to cover up a weak argument with a bunch of superficial dribble again. Alright, you two, let's pick up the pace. There are other ways to figure out its speed.
284 steps.
Thank you.
Thanks, 6. And the time it took us to get here is... 6? No? The end. Alright, let's collect everything. So we finished that puzzle. I know this one just opened up. What's this? Oh. So what's the time? Let's start inspiration of the proof. We'll probably do up to 5 or 10. Okay. Inspiration from the proof 1. Children on the island often wonder what mathematics is. The guest who visits the islands gives verifying answers. Also, this is okay. Let's see. This is just fights. So okay, it's a bit of a change from the story. I'm just gonna use my. Yeah, let's use this group.
Finally, some interesting work. Whose heart is beating so loud? Shh! I hear something. Sophia! Don't be so furious. Agents have guns. It's called common sense. I'm the support staff. Don't touch my bag! Yeah, I know.
I think that would kill, right? Let's see.
Oh, need me to get you guys an ambulance?
Alright, nice.
Whose heart is beating so loud?
Let me choose two lucky guests. Will they see this?
Talking out calms people down.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is no magic, nor any special kind that can handle it. It's just luck.
Stay low profile. I don't want to be.
Inspiration from Proof 2. A merchant stroking coin says math is the currency used in trade.
I can't wait anymore. I hear something. Talking out, homes fizzle down. Radio waves are everywhere. What? You still don't recognize me? What about now? Retreat! What? ¿Intentarlo de nuevo? They're just little games. Yeah, I know. Tú decides. Left hand up. Now right hand up. Hey, hey, hey. Don't be shy, mi amigo. You still don't recognize me? What about now? Peace and love. Peace and love. 7-7 set.
Welcome home, Millie. Inspiration from the proof number 3. A architect with blueprints claimed math is the ruler for measurements.
Finally, some interesting words. Shh, I hear something. Whose heart is beating so loud? I know. Don't be so furious. Radio waves are everywhere. Oh, need me to get you guys an ambulance?
Oh, maybe I need. I think I might need a healer for this one.
¿Intentarlo de nuevo? Shh, I hear something. Tú decides. Radio waves are everywhere. Hey, hey, hey! Don't be shy, mi amigo. Let's dance.
Okay.
Stop me up! Yeah, I know. Whose heart is beating so loud? Woohoo! Release! What? You still don't recognize me? What about now? Shh, I hear something. Now, yeah, I know. Don't be so furious. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no magic, nor any special kind of left hand. It's just luck. Hip hip, hooray!
Alright. A sage owning nothing sees math as a language without borders, useful for telling abstract stories. Oh, this looks like the Kraken or like the sea serpent one.
I can't wait anymore. Whose heart is beating so loud? Tú decides. They're just little games.
Merci.
Oh? What? You still don't recognize me? Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Fight for the unarmed.
Retreat. What? I can't make the call? Shh. I hear something. Yeah, I know. Whose heart is beating
Radio waves are everywhere.
Oh, maybe to get you guys an ambulance?
Talking out calms people down.
Ta-da! Time for a special massage.
Let's see.
I hear something.
Start me up. Yeah, I know.
Bravo.
Talking out calms people down.
Nice! Hey, hey, hey! Don't be shy,
Fight
mi amigo.
for the unarmed.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Alright, so let's see how far we can get in this one anyway. So we'll go until we fail, but we're gonna do another try with the healer. So we're gonna do almost 2 tries, kind of.
I can't wait anymore!
I hear something.
They're just
Merci.
little games. Yeah, I know.
Oh?
Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
Fight for the unarmed.
Hey, hey, hey! Don't be shy, mi amigo. Let's dance.
Oh, disarmed.
Don't touch my bag!
So I can't use her. And that was the only one that was level 2. Okay, we'll switch items. Okay, we could at least do this.
Hard to speak it
Bravo.
aloud.
Do this. Start me up!
Don't be so furious.
Never hesitate.
Ta-da! Time for a special massage. Rock, rock, rock! Change the world!
I hear something.
They're just little games.
Merci.
Feels hard to speak it so loud. Radio waves are everywhere. Everywhere.
Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Never hesitate.
Radio waves are everywhere. Everywhere.
Nice.
Considering someone's physical condition, the invest.
Wait. Wait, did we just do 5 or? Was only 5? Yeah, let's do one more. Come on, character I need. What's that, 5-star or is that a? Oh, wait, 2 6 stars. All right, let's see who we got. Oh, Knight, no.
Nameless, wandering.
Oh, it's it's the 2 characters I didn't want for the 6-star. So we rolled and we got 2 of the characters that I didn't want to get, but nah, it's all. I guess that's right. So we got her and like the ones I would have wanted was these two in the middle. Like, oh, only if it was the opposite or opposite. But that's pretty good. We got 2 6 stars, so okay. I guess I can't complain. Because Knight is one of my already the ones I it's the first character I leveled up to 60 with the Insight 3. So now he got after. Okay, wait. What's it mean after AD 7/7 effect? Deals 5,000 reality damage. So is that one of his skills? What's this? Justice, Glory. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. And the planets. The Galaxy's of Strength effect changed to deal mental damage. Yeah, she seems like an interesting character. I know she is my my person that's used as Bond one.
Can't over-exaggerate my gratitude for that planetary alignment.
Right, she's actually talking. Usually she hums or things.